Hi guys, it's Any, aka The Not Trader, and I'm back again with another video. Now in this video I'm going to be talking about the two top zero fee mobile trading apps, Robinhood and Freetrade, and how they compare. Keep watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also like and share and follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook at The Not Trader on all social media platforms. I've also got a mailing list that I've created so that you can stay up to date on all of the videos. I know that YouTube doesn't always send a notification to everyone that subscribes to the channel. So if you want to get updated on any videos that I have and make sure that you keep updated on it, I have a mailing list. Go into the description of this video and click on the link for my MailChimp mailing list and just give me your details, and then I'll make sure to email you whenever I get a new video coming up. Now back to the video. So I thought I'd make a slide deck comparing the two main zero commission mobile investment apps, Freetrade and Robinhood. Now Robinhood was a company that was launched in 2013. They service the US market and they're currently valued at $5.6 billion as of March 2018. And they're going to go public soon, so this valuation is going to get realized very soon. If you're watching this after the IPO, then you can let me know how much they're actually worth if the valuation was right. Then we have Freetrade. Freetrade is another zero commission mobile investment app that services the UK market. They were launched in Q4 2018. I remember the launch because I've been on a waiting list for quite some time, and I've been harassing a lot of the team just to see when the product was going to get launched. But yes, it was launched Q4 2018, and currently I don't know their valuation. It might be somewhere online, but I wasn't able to find it. But probably they haven't had a serious valuation because they're still early days for the company. The product hasn't been out for up to a year yet, so maybe, as I said, some of the people that are watching this video later down the line, you could tell me how much Freetrade has been valued at. So, minimalist user interface. Both apps have quite a minimalist user interface. As you probably know from the video that I made about Freetrade, see the top right hand corner for the link to this video where I do a more in-depth analysis of Freetrade, of my Freetrade review. I kind of went in on Freetrade a little bit about the lack of indicators, but I want to kind of pull back from that a little bit, not because it's not true. I still stand by it in the sense that I think there should be more indicators, but there's only so much you can do with such small real estate on a mobile app, but any little can help. And Robinhood have actually done that. They've introduced candlestick charts, and even from the copy that you can see on the right hand side, you could see this was pushed more by customers asking for it. It said we've received daily requests, so it's not just me saying that. There needs to be more analytical tools for users to use when trying to trade, because they're getting daily requests for the candlesticks, and they've introduced it. So this round goes to Robinhood because they've got candlestick charts, but it's not really an indictment on Freetrade because, as we all know, Robinhood's been around for about 5 years longer, so they've had more time to develop their product and execute a lot of the things in their product roadmap. So I'm sure that Freetrade will add more candlesticks or indicators as time progresses. So I have no problem with that at the moment. Markets and trading instruments. Now Freetrade offers stocks and ETFs. All the UK stocks and a limited number of the US stocks, but this number is growing every day. Every other day they add new stocks to their portfolio. It won't be long before they pretty much have most of the major US stocks. I don't expect them to have like some of the more obscure penny stocks, but just because of the way these prices move, and maybe there probably wouldn't be as much of a demand for these type of stocks in the UK market. But for the most part, they have all the major stocks that you'd want from the US. And Robinhood, they offer stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptocurrencies. So they have a bigger product offering, and they also offer options as a trading instrument. I'm not sure about options. I understand that obviously Robinhood is they're in the business of giving their customers as much different types of trading instruments as possible, so that they can have different capabilities and different ways of trading. But given that the demographic of Robinhood, and probably Freetrade as well, but I know for sure Robinhood is like 80% of them are quite young millennials, and I'm assuming they're quite novice traders, just because of the way the brands, both brands actually are branded to customers. I can tell that it's for a younger audience, and option traders is quite dangerous in my opinion. You can lose a lot of money really fast, but maybe that's just me wearing my ethical hat on, and ethics sometimes go out the window with big companies that have got lots of financial backing and trying to adopt as many users as possible, regardless of how they do it. So, but anyway, I've jumped ahead a little bit. Content. Robinhood offers access to third-party reports on content on their site. So a lot of the content is sourced externally. I think they get some content from Motley Fool and other sources. Freetrade, on the other hand, their blogs are really good actually. I really like reading their blogs, and they're very entry level in the information that they present, but in a way that's easily palatable. So even me myself, who knows a lot of the root fundamental things that you need to know in trading, I read their blog, and they sometimes articulate in a great way that I can see novice traders learning a lot about the market. So my hats off to Freetrade on the content of their blog, of their blogs. Yeah, I think Freetrade win that round when it comes to content. So community forums. Now Robinhood offer Robinhood Feed, and as you see on the right hand side, Robinhood Feed is a social platform that lets you engage with Robinhood community and stay on top of what's happening with cryptocurrency at any given moment. So with the Robinhood Feed, I think they had good intentions. I see they're trying to make a messaging board or interactive community forum based around crypto, but I think it was kind of ill-advised, because it's quickly descended into pretty much something like stock twits. No offense to stock twits, by the way, but we all know everyone in the trading community knows what stock twits is about. It's just people pumping stocks or shilling. There's no real engagement with each other with real what's the word I'm looking for? Tangible thought exchanges. That's the word I'm looking for. Thought exchanges, and it's not real tangible thought exchanges. Just people going, "Oh, I bought Ethereum. Ethereum is going up. It's going up. Everyone buy, sell, and it's stupid. And I'm sure that's not what they wanted for it, but that's what it's descended into. So I don't think it's the best thing for them. And from what I'm seeing online and from other people that I know that use Robinhood today, they don't really like the Robinhood feed, and a lot of people don't really use it and don't like it. No, a lot of people use it, but the serious traders and investors I know don't use it. While Freetrade have Freetrade community, it's on the website. It's not really on the mobile app, but I'm sure that it will be pushed to their mobile app at some point. But they need to learn from the mistakes of Robinhood and find a way of curating the community and keeping the same type of level of community that they have now, because the Freetrade community is really good. I've been on it. I see a lot of well curated and genuine knowledge exchange in the Freetrade community. So yeah, that point goes to Freetrade. They just need to, whatever way they decide they want to bring it onto the app, they need to think really hard about how they do it so that it doesn't end up the way Robinhood Feed did. And maybe that's a benefit of being second movers into this market, but first movers in your region. They can learn from all the mistakes of Robinhood and only replicate the good parts of what Robinhood had done in the UK market. So now, raising funds. I think this is a very important topic, because maybe I'm just a conspiracy theorist, but not conspiracy theorist. It's quite common knowledge. companies that raise a lot of funds from VCs have VCs, especially with the type of VCs that they're raising funds from, will have them breathing down their neck to get results. And this can show, and this shows very evidently in the way the business, not necessarily the business practices, but the way that these companies, especially these startups, Silicon Valley startups that get lots of cash thrown at them, these venture capital VCs, they want to see the exit strategy. They want to know when they're going to get their returns on their investments. So that means IPO as soon as possible, gain as many users as possible. Let's get a really high valuation. Let's go to IPO, and then we'll get our money back tenfold, 20-fold, 30-fold, and then you can think about long-term sustainability. And that's exactly what Robinhood's doing. And the way Robinhood are behaving is indicative of a company that has received a lot of money from VCs. And as you can see here, they've had A, B, C, D series of funding from DST Global. I don't really know much about VCs, but these sound like big boy players. If they're parting with 363 million, 110 million, the amount of money that's been pumped into this company can't fail, because there's too much money being pumped into them. And I know this IPO is gonna make sure that these investors see a good return on investment of their what they've invested in Robinhood. I'm interested in this funding because that just lets me know that they just need to just keep getting the user adoptions as much as possible. Keep getting as many people to jump on the app as possible. Now, Freetrade are taking a more slowed and measured approach. Maybe it's because they're British. I don't know. But they gone for the crowdfunding route, and I like this personally as a just as a consumer. I like this as a retail trader. I like this because this shows that while they're in it for the long haul, and they're taking a more slow measured approach, and they also want community engagement. They want they could have easily gone to VCs and got all the money they needed, but they're trying to build a narrative that they're for the people. A bit like funny enough, Robinhood are called Robinhood, but in reality, Freetrade seem to be acting more like Robinhood in the sense of from the rich to the poor, whatever. Because Freetrade are crowdfunding. So what that means is that they're allowing anyone with a little bit of money. I think they're doing it through Crowdcube actually. Actually, let me go to Crowdcube now. As you can see here, yeah, they raised well over their target. They've been overfunded, and this just kind of testament to the fact that they've galvanized the audience that really believes in them. Because as I said, they could have easily just raised this money from any sort of VC, because the business model's pretty foolproof. But they wanted community engagement, so they allowed individuals to invest. I know some people that invested. I didn't, because couldn't be bothered. But yeah, so I just thought I'd go into this and show you that they're raising funds through crowdfunding, and I think this is just more so for community engagement, so that us as retail investors feel a part of their story, similar to the way Monzo's business model is. But yeah, that's just quite an interesting slide to have about where they get their money from, because a lot of time dictates how they behave as a company, which takes me on to leverage trading. So this is probably the biggest cause of contention for me. Now, Robinhood have a feature called Robinhood Gold, which allows this is probably the biggest cause of contention for me. Now, Robinhood has a feature called Robinhood Gold, which allows traders or investors to take advantage of leverage trading, so they can have access to funds to trade that are not theirs by paying a subscription fee. Now, I think this is very dangerous, especially for a company that most of their customers are young millennials who may not have as much knowledge of trading or investing as they should, and there's no real it doesn't seem like there's a concerted effort to really slowly train them up to a level of knowledge, so that at least they know what they're getting into, whether they're successful or not with leverage trading. If something like this is offered to someone, it's like giving a kid a loaded gun. It's gonna end badly for some of these traders who decide that they're gonna access £5,000, £10,000 worth of leverage. I don't know how much they give available to these consumers, but if you offer a young, I don't know, 19, 20-year-old that amount of money to trade with, and they have no trading experience, they can easily blow up their account trying to chase big returns, especially in markets like crypto and even the options market, where there's lots of volatility and people can easily wipe out an account and then end up owing money that they don't have. I'm sure that in the next in a couple months' time, we're going to hear stories of people, young people, using this Robinhood Gold feature and then getting into debts that they can't really pay back. So I think this is a dangerous tool to provide. And funnily enough, I was actually going to say, oh, Freetrade don't offer this offer leverage, and that's a testament to how they're more ethical. And I was gonna sing their praise and say that's great of a company of them to not offer leverage, because it's probably a bit of a cash cow and they could make a lot of money off of it, but they care about their customers, etc., etc. I was gonna say that until I remember I saw a blog post by Freetrade saying, oh, we don't offer leverage and we never will because it's unethical, blah blah blah. But let me show you this blog. So I'm back with wearing my investigative journalist hat on. So if you Google Freetrade, yeah, I've done this already, as you can see, Freetrade margin trading. If you Google that and search that, first thing that comes up is an article that I read a while back, and the article was about how. See, look, if you look at the title, margin accounts, what are they and why we won't be offering them. This blog was about how Freetrade won't offer margin accounts because they don't think it's a good thing, blah blah blah. And I thought, wow, this is a really ethical company, and they're not really going to offer this. This page has been taken down. Maybe they've had a change of heart and they want to offer it at some point, and they don't want to go back on their word, so they're just taking the page down. But yeah, you make of it what you want. But right now I'm happy with Freetrade, and I feel like leverage trading isn't leveraged, or margin trading isn't the way to go for a company like that, because it's just going to cause more headache than anything. Even though it may you might get a little bit of profit in the short run, I feel like it's going to screw over a lot of novice traders in the long run, and it will leave a bad taste in their mouth if they blow up their accounts with Freetrade. But this is all speculation. All I know is that this page was up at one point and it said how they wouldn't be offering it, as you can see in the URL, and now this page is down, so maybe they do intend to offer it later on in the roadmap. But yeah, so my verdict. Obviously, Freetrade is based in the UK and Robinhood are based in the USA, and they offer similar services, similar products, but they never the two shall meet unless Robinhood or Freetrade decide to cross over to the other's market. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. They both offer great products. I think Freetrade have taken a more noble path in the sense that they've stayed cleared of some of the more riskier types of trading instruments that they could offer to their customers, like options trading, like margin trading. Well, that's yet to be seen if they will offer it, but as it stands, they don't. So I'm happy with them on that. They still got somewhere to go with some of the features, but as I said, they are 5 years behind Robinhood, so we can't really penalize them for that. And I think they're a really good company because of the way that they've decided to crowdfund for money, and just all about even the content that they produce on their website shows that they actually do care about their customers, and they want to educate them on trading so that they're better equipped to make the trades and be a long-lasting customer, rather than going for quick wins and giving them every single offering that they can to trade and invest, regardless of whether they can blow up their account or not, which is what I kind of think Robinhood are doing. Maybe not intentionally, but even with that fiasco with the 3% checking account, a YouTuber called Graham, I forgot his name now, Graham Stevens, I think it is. Yeah, something like that. He made a great video about Robinhood's checking accounts, that they weren't protected. So if you put money in a checking and saving account, you could potentially lose it and you wouldn't have any protection. So this showed that they were so quick to rush to bring as many products to market that some of the safeguarding for the customers wasn't thought about, and that kind of, to me, there's a couple of red flags there. It shows that Robinhood are trying to get as many things pushed through their roadmap as possible, so that maybe they can IPO at the highest value, which I understand. We understand. I understand the game. Build up your product. Have a couple of years. You have a 5 to 7 year roadmap. You got VCs breathing down your neck, so you need to make sure that you make your product as high value as possible. So you give options, you give margins, you introduce crypto, you cash management, all these different things, but without thought as to how maybe it will affect the consumers. Because I think these consumers, they could end up being your lifelong customers, or they can leave your service and go to a competitor if there's a competitor comes over the horizon who basically replicate your business model but have a ethical spin. As we know, millennials are quite ethical, and they care about how they're treated by their brand. So that's just something for Robinhood to think about. But they probably won't. The IPO in this month, so a lot of these people are going to rise off into the sunset with their money 10x, 20x. So yeah, that's a long rant by me. I know this is a really long video, but I found it a very interesting topic, and I just want to see I want to compare the two. I know I've seen videos about Robinhood, I've seen videos about Freetrade. I haven't seen anyone do a video comparing the two, mainly because not many people have used both platforms. I've managed to be able to get a glimpse of Robinhood's user interface and actually used it through a friend of mine in America. So I've actually seen both of them in action. I hope you found this video interesting. Please comment in the comment section below of what you think of Robinhood or what you think of Freetrade, and if there's anything that I haven't covered on this video that you think that would be an interesting topic to cover. Not Trader signing out.